Hello everybody! Thanks for checking out another Union Jack team-up video here on G4G, Games for Gamers. We're still running Laserhawk's Redline album as the background soundtrack. And as mentioned in the previous Hogun video, I'm going to do two quick team-ups over here and show you some other ways that you can apply Union Jack. We have Iceman or Horseman of Death up with Union Jack. My agent is running the weather control device. He is running the bone chiller, the caltrop launcher, and the Beyond Corp driver, which is simply here as a passive item. I'm mostly going to be working on spamming bone chiller. So bone chiller is a good weapon for Iceman. They both work on chilling the targets, and what's really good about the bone chiller is that it has a chance to counter, to which Union Jack can join in on that. So Union Jack is stunned. I don't like that, so I'm going to heal this round instead of using the hailstorm. I'm going to limit their range mobility with caltrop launcher and set up for the thorns. And I'm going to hit everybody with the bone chiller. So you can see it's sort of like the Devourer in that it hits everybody, but believe it or not, unlike the Devourer, the counter does not hit everybody. The counter just hits the person who attacks, but it does really strong damage. So here's something interesting that needs to be mentioned when it comes to Iceman. If you use Cold Day, it can be tanked by the new Bruiser suit, and it can be tanked by the T-Bolt glove because of its melee component. However, disabled is very strong. There is a drawback to this though. Death Frost, much like Soulfire, takes over Chilled. Chilled cannot exist if Death Frost is out on somebody the same way Burning can't exist if Soulfire is on somebody. That means your weather control device can never push Chilled into Frigid. So you need to take that into account when you use Death Frost. But hey, locking out people's abilities and a very good chance to stun is phenomenal. So now the premise behind... There we go. Iceman has now fired off his Snowball's chance because of her Chilled, or technically her Death Frost. Now, because of his close quarters combat, we do not need to set up with the flanked. And now we're going to go ahead and counter melee and counter... Aha! Is he winded? He was winded. So that sucks. Now watch what's going to happen. We're going to use the weather control device to put out Chilled, which technically they already are Chilled because of Death Frost. But if we look, they are not Frigid. They're still sitting at Death Frost. So please keep that in mind. So now I'm going to go ahead and single target the power armor, which is on Iceman. His level 1 has Brutal Strike, so he will kill Rezzers with that. And unfortunately, he is not jumping in on these attacks, but the Beyond Corp driver did. Now let's see if Union Jack gets happy. No! Union Jack's going to sit there. And we are seriously hurting on my agent, and Iceman is seriously hurting. But Iceman reses. So I'm going to get my combat reflexes over here. And finally, we get to use my Warm Zephyr to heal everybody up. Apply the caltrops as a quick action. And I'm going to go ahead and stay put. I'm going to put out Doom and Despair, which is not really going to cause a lot of damage. I just want to see her attack and also get reinforcements. So we do have close quarters going on here. So again, we're going to set up to go ahead and counter melee. We're going to counter ranged. There's the pre-fire ranged counter. Another 10k. So he just basically... he just destroyed that power armor over there. I'm going to go ahead and whack everybody with this so that they're now chilled. But of course, nobody's really going to get the chance to attack. Now we're going to put him down. So there you can see that Horsemen of Death jumped in there one time with the snowball's chance, but unfortunately, Union Jack did not join him. So, what is the next team up that we're going to go ahead and do here? Well, that will be Comic Lord, which is the comic version of Star-Lord. But let's go ahead and get one shot on Arnim Zola before we switch over to that. Alright, so we'll open up with the Hailstorm to get him chilled. There's that annoying Mental Blast. We're going to limit his range with the Caltrop launcher and set up for the Thorns. And we'll just go ahead and whack him with the Bone Chiller, which will not give me a tactical turn because it's an AoE weapon. Now nobody's going to join in on that because it was a summon. So here goes the Death Frost, which now will prevent Chilled from ever taking effect. And we'll apply the V for victory, because he's now flanked. And we're going to set up the counter ranged, counter melee. Except technically Arnim should be able to do range thanks to the Caltrop launcher. But hey, you know, that little follow-up there gave him a stack of bounding. We'll apply Chilled again. And we'll Bone Chiller him. So the Bone Chiller just recently, a little earlier, did a 3k counter. A 3k single target counter. Which I was really surprised because it doesn't hit that hard when you actually manually swing it. So there's a Union Jack pre-fire. And seems like Horseman is just not really doing a good job of popping in there on chilled targets, which has been a criticism of this hero for some time now. Right from the beginning, his chances to do the death and taxes just was not very good. And that is, unfortunately, something that has haunted Iceman for some time. So there's a nice little pre-fire. And he goes ahead and bleeds out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and switch gears a little bit, and we're going to work on Comic Lord as a setup for Union Jack. So we just have to go a few clicks over. We'll pick up Star-Lord. Over here, we will go ahead and leave the Caltrop launcher in. We will get the Justice for All. Get Blind Justice going. And at this point, because Star-Lord really likes opportunistic debuffs, there's a few things you could do here. You can apply the X-Obliv. You can do any of the items that work with opportunity debuffs. But let's see what we're going to run with him. You know what? The Shield Slugger is farmable from Incursion, so we'll equip that. And we'll see if that gets a chance to counter. Because that's a weapon that you guys will find accessible. I sometimes hate using weapons that I have simply because I've been around for such a long time with this. And people are like, oh man, I wish I had that, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes it's good, you know? Honestly, the thing is invincible in PvP. The video by Kingfisher was the very video that made me go, I need to get that Emerald Prism. Absolutely need to get that thing. Alright, so we're going to set up Union Jack for his double counters. Now, at this point, we don't necessarily have to worry about the chilled or anything like that. I'm going to fire off the Caltrop Launcher as a quick action. And I'm going to get my Blind Justice going on over here and take out the power... Wow, 6.5k. And Union Jack got an extra turn. So we'll go ahead and do that. The badge from the Guardians of the Galaxy Spec Ops really doesn't amount to much. Ooh, there we go. Now this team's working. Because this is not Movie Lord. But what we're banking on here is, I have a plan, which is great, and United Front. So we're going to go ahead and just do Trick Shot. Because it's single target, so nobody's joined in. And we'll set up for the fumbling, which of course, everybody's going to love fumbling. Alright, reinforcements. There's... Ooh! Ooh! 18k pre-counter. Oh, good God. Wow. That is Union Jack, folks. I'm so glad that was caught on video. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. How many stacks does he have? Well, he has 3 of his Scrapper ISO attacks. He has Bounding Attack at 6, plus he has the buffs for Star-Lord. Ooh, good God. That was wicked. That kills just about everything I saw in PvP, except for the 20 and the 22k people, and even those rare 25ks. But that would be a serious hurt on people. And he's just building up his stacks. This is a phenomenal team-up for Union Jack, because he's just going to get obliterating level damage with the passers from Star-Lord and everything. Plus, the Blind Justice. You can get it for free. So there you go, folks. There is Union Jack and Iceman, Union Jack and Star-Lord. We'll do it one more time with our buddy Arnim Zola over here. But I think you can see this is pretty much all she wrote, folks. This one actually might be just as good as Hogun. Hogun and Union Jack are a little bit more single target, but Star-Lord gives some pretty awesome buffs there. So maybe one of the things that you want to run on your agent is anything that runs off of Finest Hour. So we'll set up with the Trick Shot. We will set up for the fumbling. We'll try to prevent the ranged. And we will actually go ahead and heal this time. Get rid of some of those annoying debuffs. And there's a lot of things that you could do with this team. The Titanium RPG, which shows up in a lot of weapon roulettes, is also good, as it is a massive opportunity exploiter. And there's a lot of things you can do in terms of opportunistic debuffs and opportunity presenters, things that put out the opportunistic debuffs and things that exploit it. So apparently we're a little bugged over here. Fumbling isn't going to work because it was a summon. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him with one single target. I'm going to hit the Spray and Pray for the Rising Up on the team. I'll just... Ooh, that's going to do a lot of damage. Let's see if anybody joins in. So Star-Lord joined in, which Union Jack could now join in at this point, but he hasn't. And the Shield Slugger is there as a counter weapon, and hey, countering with an incapacitation is always a great thing. There's Spray and Pray again. Because that is what he joins in with. If he has Berserking, or the Justice for All, the Blind Justice over here, that is the attack he joins in with, is that AoE and Rising Up. So he's constantly buffing your team when he does that. And that little join-in attack over there will not piss off infiltrators because it's not him actually doing it. So we're just going to put this down. So, I hope you enjoyed Iceman and Union Jack, which didn't work out too well, and Star-Lord and Union Jack, which worked out phenomenally. So, take care everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think I may have 1 or 2 more team-ups left, but honestly, after Hogan and Star-Lord, what else can you do that's going to be that good? But, I still have 2 more left. 2 more very good pre-counter type people that he just really works out well with. So, hope you guys are enjoying the Spec Ops. I'm about 2 tasks away from getting the Spec Ops complete. And as we can see over here, I just need to get 3 stars of mastery in mission 1. And then I'll have the Hulk Buster, and then I'll be able to do the Hulk Heroic, which I heard is very tough. But, take care everybody. Have a good weekend.